Okay. Okay, so shall we start now? Good evening, and thank you
Good
to
evening.
Anwar for being our respondent for this final project. In this study, we explore different varieties of English, focusing on how Arabic and English intersect through the lens of Kachu's third circle model. Will you introduce a little bit of yourself and where you're from?
Sure will. Good evening. My name is Anwar. I am from Kuwait, and I am currently studying at the University of Nottingham, Malaysia, year one economics.
Okay. So you were actually were you are from Kuwait and you were born there? You were raised there, correct?
Well, I was born in Qatar, but I moved to Kuwait quite early on in my life. Well, back to Kuwait, and I'd always visited there. So I'd say my entire life has been spent in the Middle East between Qatar and Kuwait.
Okay. So the first question for our interview is first, can you tell me a little bit about your childhood growing up?
Mm. So my childhood, I would say, was uh, full with experiences. I would like to go out a lot with my cousins and my friends. I remember we used to play in the parks, and we would see fountains. And as little kids, we would just go and start playing in those fountains, get all of our clothes and our shoes wet. Um, that was that, and things like ice cream is a very big thing in the summer. We would love getting ice cream and chocolate milk. Even today, as a grown up, I if I see the stall, I will go for ice cream and chocolate milk. That has still stuck to me. And seeing lots of different backgrounds of different people and different cultures. They come from all parts of the world, and interacting with them, picking up a little bit on different languages. It was very interesting.
All right. So what is your favorite cartoon when you were a kid?
I would have to say the amazing world of Gumball. The amazing world of Gumball was, I'd say, amazing. We didn't have the latest episodes on our um, TVs. They would air maybe a few months later. So sometimes I would go onto my laptop and try to Google what's the latest episode and what happened in it. And then I would wait for it to come on our TV. The Middle Eastern broadcasting was different. It would first air in the US and in the Europe, and after that it would come to the Middle East. And I watched it in English and in Arabic both. It was a very, very good show.
Uh, uh, Regarding childhood, another one is, did you have any pets when you were a kid?
They were not my pets directly, but my brother's wife had a cat, and my brother also got a dog when I was a very small kid. She actually passed away recently, and we used to go out, go to the vet with her, take her to the beach. And after my brother got married, we had the cat. But I was slightly older at that time. I think I was maybe 15 by the time the cat came and my brother got married.
So now I'm going to pass this question to, is this your part? Yeah, to my friend, Noreen.
Okay. So the next question is, um, do you think childhood plays an important role in shaping a person's life, and why?
I think childhood does play an important role in shaping a person's life because it leads you to um, having experiences, and those experiences combine together to make you the person you are. They create you as your identity, uh, the way you talk with people, the way you look at things, and how you become overall as a person, individual, when you grow up.
Okay, thank you. And then I'm gonna pass this to my friend Aisha.
So, as we all know, we all have someone that we consider as our close friends. And these questions are related to friendship. So, first question is, how did you and your close friend first become friends?
Um, my close friend, I met him in school. We went to school together, and in year one, immediately we became best friends. My family knows his family, and his family knows my family because of us. When we were being picked up, I think sometime first day of school, my dad met his dad, and then from there we have had a friendship for the last maybe 12, not more than that. What's the question? 15 years maybe, almost 15, if not actually 15. Um, we lost touch actually after a while because he moved to Malaysia. And that's one of the reasons I actually came to Malaysia to study. We still had telephones. We used to text with each other and call all the time, even though he moved to a different country. And he told me there's a UK universities in Malaysia, and that did impact me where I wanted to go study. Initially, maybe I was thinking UK, but then he told me there's same universities here, like in Dubai. So that is why I chose Nottingham, Malaysia, because of my very close friend. And we've grown up together. We have had experiences together. We've learned a lot together. We have become men together. We went from being small children um, to, finally we drive together. Our cars like this side by side. We drive, and it's lots of changing times.
Okay, so what do you value the most in a friendship?
Um, I would say uh, open, open ability, being straight with each other, being honest, and saying the truth to each other. We would, if something happens, we immediately tell our close friend, this has happened, or if we feel something, we also say that. We're like, we don't hide, we don't hide anything behind the curtain. We let it out in the open, and sometimes it's not good, sometimes it's really bad. But despite that, we shake hands, and we find the solution to the problem together.
I see. So I have to agree with you. And the third question is, what makes that friendship special to you?
I think what makes it special to me the most is that we uh, have stuck together through everything. I've seen him go through some things that were very, very bad and emotional, and he's seen me go through the same similar things, whether it's academic stress for school and university, or whether it's family troubles, um, or just some problem. يعني, a few months ago, he called me because he crashed his car. So that's what I value the most. Even though I could not help him in that moment directly, I was able to calm him down, make him relaxed, and we spoke about it and found an issue, and alhamdulillah, he didn't have any problems with that. They they got the insurance involved. Nobody got arrested. It was a small misunderstanding of the traffic, and that is what I would say that I value the most. Our coming back to my earlier point, our openness with each other.
So I'll pass to Zahra. Okay. The next questions is going to be about your education. So the first one is, can you share a memorable experience from your education journey?
Um, the most memorable I can think of is in math class. It was I was not always the smartest in the math class, but I was lucky enough to have some very, very good teachers. Our teacher would explain to us in very nice ways the concept, the the lesson, and we would understand it very well, even though it was not easy. And then one day, she believed in us, and she said, "One of you can answer this question." It was a very simple yet very not simple question. It was list all the numbers in existence. And I think we were in year 7 or year 6. We were not very advanced enough to know this. So the whole class started thinking, how can we answer this question? Um, so the smartest person in my class came up with the computer program. He said, I will type a code in C plus, and it will make a program that will list all the numbers. That was not the correct answer because the numbers will just keep increasing. There will be no stop. The computer will crash and it will not finish counting. Me, however, thanks to my teacher, I had started thinking outside of the box, and I answered it with in brackets minus infinity, comma infinity, giving that whole range from smallest number, minus infinity, to the largest number, which is infinity, and everything in between. And I was surprised too because I was not number one in the class. I was not also really bad at math, but I knew that, this is probably wrong. And the teacher told me that, no, this is correct. And I think that's my most memorable memory. It showed to me that you don't need to be a nerd or a genius to understand something. You can just put your mind outside of the box and you can think in different ways. Creativity is what channels this.
Okay, the next question is what subject did you enjoy learn the most and why?
Mm, I would have to say it was business studies, because when we started doing business studies in year 10, they the contents of that subject was very big and large. You learned how to operate a business and things that you can do as somebody who is operating the business. Um, and because I've seen my brothers, they run businesses too. So whenever I used to go with them, and not all the time, but sometimes they would tell me something that this has to be done this way, and uh, they do certain things in a certain way. It is because it makes the most sense and it has the best outcome. And I would relate this to what I learned in class in business studies. Um, so the small things like daily operations with the employees, with the supply, the suppliers coming in, and the trust that was built. Overall, I think business studies is not enough to run a business. You need to know other things, but business studies is very good for introduction. Uh, and I learned the same thing with my father as well. My father also taught me this with other things that I see a connection between the classroom and real life, which I don't necessarily see with other subjects that I took.
I see. So the last question for this interview is what is one challenge you faced during your studies and what did you learn from it?
Um, the biggest challenge that I had, I believe, was to learn how to answer the question. Because in all my old report cards, if you open them and in the parent-teacher meetings, the teacher used to say always the same thing. I understand what happened in the classroom, but on the exam paper, I don't understand what to write. I write something completely different. It's not because I don't know, it's because I don't understand the application. I don't understand the application of the lesson and the subject into the question and exam paper. So the way I had to navigate this was again by thinking about it. This was not a problem in subjects like math and physics. Those subjects, it's straightforward. You get equation, you calculate, and you write answer. Another subject I really liked was history. And so for the types of questions we had, they were not looking for a right answer. They were looking for how well you write your answer. And that is something I struggled with because I studied the IGCSE history, and it was alhamdulillah, it was amazing. I loved it and I enjoyed it throughout the content and everything. But the issues for me came when writing the answers. So the way I overcame that was by dividing it into different sections, my answer. Instead of answering it directly, I went with evidence A, evidence B, discuss both argument, um, explain, and then I came to conclusion. After I came to conclusion and I realized this is how you write the answer, my teacher was very happy, and in my IGCSE history, alhamdulillah, I got A star. That I think was more difficult for me than mathematics or physics. So my issue was to learn how to answer, and I have overcome that.
All right, so those are all the questions we have for today. And thank you so much for volunteering to help us. We really appreciate your help, and we hope everything goes well for your studies as well as your future. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much again.